Here we go. First rainbow of the morning found. Right. Good morning, people. Good morning. There we go. That's what it's all about. Rainbow action. Get some. You can please catch. And release just like so. Alright, let's see if we do that again, huh? Work this jig fly jig for a little bit. Then we'll go to the fathead minnows, right? Set up here. The hill. I don't want this truck to fall over. There we go. That looks pretty good there. Not bad, actually. Good chill factor. It's gonna get cold. We're gonna leak. We're gonna start making ice out here. The high's gonna be 20, the low in the teens. Yes, sir. 4 or 5 days. It's gonna be an inch of ice. Okay, probably. We're gonna get ice. We've got about 2, maybe 3 days open water, and that's going to end real quick. Real quick. Another bite, good bite, I missed. Come on, hit me again. Yeah, sometimes go to this swim zone. Crazy. Other times they just can't get them with it. So, let's try different things. But you gotta keep it fun. Another hit. Gotta keep that line tight. Set that hook. There. Up. And swim to it. Well, there's quite a few right out there. 2 hits. This is a bass and a half, by the way. Foster Airland Park in Rochester, Minnesota. I'm fishing for rainbow trout. This is a year-round rainbow trout pond. You can fish year-round. Special regulations. Do a couple hours here. Go home and watch some football. I think I did just about enough with this swim rig. Maybe it's time for the minnow. All right, let's go to the minnow. Oh, less casting. Save my back a little. Weapon of choice, my 4-foot Daiwa. I can hand hold it and pop the bobber, pop the minnow. Just moving my wrist. Alright. Fathead minnow through the eyeballs. There we go. Cut. There you go, look at the sushi. You see them? Looking great. pull that pole all the way up. I'll set that hook since the pole's too small. Bend on that pole now. Yeah. Dancing like Tina Turner. Rolling down the river. Oh, this is a nice one. Yeah, that's a nice one. That's a good eater, man. Maybe 12 or 13 inch one. Beautiful specimen. Nice fillets on it. Look at that. Huh? What do you think, guys? That's a nice one. Hey, you keeping? You keeping fish? This is a nice one. I'll let it go. I mean, if you want it, I'll give it to you. I'll take it. This is a nice one, though, you know? Get some legs on it. All right, guys, let's see if we do that again. Ain't a miss. Walking by the tail. Walking down. Yeah.
I had some, but I didn't even try this morning.
You want this last one? You got your 3 yet?
No, I'll come back to it later today.
Here, take this one with you if you want. You got this, it's about an 11-inch one. Yes, sir. Some rainbow action. That's what I'm talking about. Gotta get some rainbows. Rainbow trout. I'm doing the YouTube thing. Don't mind me. I'm not crazy.
I think somebody told me about you.
Really?
Yeah.
Hope they said nice things instead of bad things.
Said, I always look up for fishermen posting stories online, but they're usually not so quick to
Right.
tell us where they catch them.
Yeah, I've been coming here for 7, 8 years, and you know, they put 200 in every 2 weeks. I mean, 600 fish in here every 2 weeks. Great place to fish.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Last night I had good luck with minnows, but today I was trying to bite, but I wasn't able to catch them.
You got a death bobber, right?
I'll come back
You
again.
got, yeah, you get death bobbers. You know, sometimes you got. What I did this morning was I dropped it down a little. You know, I'm at about
deeper?
4 or 5 feet.
I tried a little bit deeper, and I had a couple of bites, but I didn't catch them. I'll come back afternoon.
Yeah, we'll see you later.
Thank you for the
You're welcome. through the eyeballs. We're on number 3 trout so far today. Going to be a good day today. What are you guys doing today? You gonna sit around and watch football, or we're gonna do this thing, rainbow fishing action, for a couple hours, and then we're gonna kick back and I'm gonna watch those Minnesota Vikings beat the Bears. The Bears. Hopefully. I want the new Minnesota Vikings to show up, not the old ones. The old ones always let you down. Yes, sir. We got a couple days where it's going to be open water, all right? Just a couple days of open water. And then this little pond here next week is going to start icing up. Yes, sir. We're going to get the ice, and you're going to see what it's like ice fishing this year with me. Oh, we're dancing, the bob are dancing again out there. Yeah, we got another winner. Winner, rainbow dinner. Yep, he's taking me down. And so is my phone taking me down. I don't want the phone's more important than the fish, I think. $1,200 iPhone 14 is a little bit more important. But we're gonna go ice fishing. Yes, sir. It's gonna be cool as hell. The first pond to freeze up is Silver Lake Reservoir. It's to the west of Rochester, the city in Minnesota. Southeast Minnesota, Rochester, Minnesota, and that'll ice up. It's like out in the farmlands, and it has 35 to 40 inch northern pike. We're gonna go gaga, and I got an underwater 4K camera this year, so we're gonna try to get the shot from underwater as we pull them up from underneath the ice, and we're gonna go out in the ice and do our tip ups. Where you put a flat board with a flag on it, and when they take the bait, the flag goes up. That's the tip up, and then you pull in a northern pike, 35 to 40 inch northern pike. Yes, sir. Gonna be gobsmacking, very fun. There we go. I'm going under again. Set the hook, and he's hooked. One hand hook. One hand hook. Let's see if we pull it in now. Oh, bobber's back up. I guess I didn't set that hook good enough. And then this pond will ice up, but they'll continue to throw 600 trout in here every 2 weeks, and it's going to be some good fishing out here on the ice. If you've never been ice fishing, I recommend you to watch. You'll like it. It'll be fun just to watch. All right. So, yeah, there's the pond. The bald eagles hang out in that tree over there. They swoop down and get their rainbow sushi. You got a couple ospreys. Ospreys are quicker than the bald eagles. The bald eagles don't like them fishing in the territory. They'll chase them. But they're too slow, the bald eagles. The ospreys are maybe better fishermen and quicker birds too, raptors. So, yeah. Got about a good 2-3 days of fishing left, and then when the temperatures drop down into the teens, according to the Swedish ice chart in Sweden online, it's got to be 20 degrees for 24 hours to make an inch of ice, and we're going to hit that realm in 4 or 5 days, and it's going to stay that way for 4 or 5 days. Big freezing cold front coming in, and that's the way ice is made in a state that is iceless. You need to hit the temperatures for 24-hour basis, multiple days before you get enough ice that'll sustain itself and stay ice. And then it can't reach above 50 or 60, or 40 should I say, because then the ice will start melting. So yeah, hopefully it's a good year for ice. You know, last year wasn't a good year. We didn't get a lot of ice. It was very shady ice too, so we'll see what happens. And the sooner the better. I love getting out in the ice. I thrive for that stuff. Yes, sir. And catching those northern pike is so much fun. All right, got you set up there. Come on, where you at, guys? Well, that 13 I got was a nice healthy one. I gave away to a fisherman next to me. He wasn't having as much luck as me. Yeah, I don't mind doing that. Even though you're supposed to record it and counts as one of your catches. You know, so yeah, help out a fellow fisherman when you know. I'll probably be stocking this week because this week will be the week of Thanksgiving, right? And they usually stock on the basis when the kids are off school, which will be around Thanksgiving too. So they will stock this week. Hopefully I'll be here and get it on film. If you follow me at all, that's the mere reason I would recommend you follow me, because then if you live in town, you know when they're stocking. Because usually I know the knowledge or I get it on film. I'm down here so often, 4 days, 5 days a week. You just got to turn those little bell notifications off so your phone doesn't blow up when I post like 10 videos. That's what I would recommend. It may not be everybody's cup of tea, but I try to enjoy what I'm doing. You know, fishing, the enjoyment of it's got to be there. Even when they're not biting, you got to keep an up mood. And these trout will mentally give you a complex because a lot of times they very resistant to bite. They don't feed 24/7, so they can't bite 24/7, right? What we got here today? Yeah. You got somebody commenting. Thank you for your comment. You probably saw my bobber go down. Yep. And I didn't. Yep, that's what it was. Thank you for seeing my bobber go down. Yes, sir. Here comes another one. Number 4. Out the door with number 4. Yeah, look at that bite. It's the rainbow tornado. Yes, sir. He's dancing like Tina Turner. Rolling, rolling down the river. If you come to the river, I'll show you people that live. You know, they're getting pretty big, pretty good chunker. Yes, sir. Another rainbow. This one I'm going to release. I don't know. How did I get you? Oh, you got you all the way down your mouth. Yes, sir. Rainbow action. Rainbow, rainbow. Let's see if we could save you. Female rainbow. Yeah, we saved you. Catch and release when you can, people. When you can. Okay, let's hook it up again. That one got my hands a little stinky. little stinky. Little slimy, little stinky. I usually come down here and listen to my music. But since I've been doing this live thing, minnow right through the eyeballs, fathead. That's the way I roll. Let's get that slime off my hands, huh? Always carry around a slime rag. That way I can get the slime off my hands from the minnows, between the minnows and taking the fish off the hook sometimes. Even though it's not proper to grab the fish, because that's a protective coat and the slime on the fish. That's hence why I got these long hemos to just flip the hook out of its mouth. All the way out there. Let's get that big one out there. Let's get that 20-inch big brown. Downtown, big brown. Come on, hit me. Yes, sir. Number 4, at the door. You eat too many egg roll, you go home. There's Canadian geese all honking if you could hear them. There's another quarry over this hill. This used to be an ex-quarry, and the city bought it when it started. Found out there was some underground streams, and it would fill up with water, so hence why they put fish in it now. But right over the hill, there's another quarry, and they worked the quarry next, but it still fills with water too. And sometimes the geese, that's where they migrate or take a break before I guess they fly south. Wherever they go. Canadian geese they are. A lot of wildlife in Minnesota. Multi-tier by biodiversity, my friend. I've never been to a state where nature, there's so many levels of nature in this state. Starting from the bugs all the way up to the predators. Oh my, the coyotes. You used to have coyotes in Arizona when I lived there for 23 years, but they were scrawny looking things. Wiry. Out here they look almost like wolves. They're well fed and everything. You got river otters. I've seen river otters come right next to me, plop in the water. I thought it was a dog, or like a Labrador retriever pop jumping in the water. Here it's a river otter. Cool stuff, man. I'll tell you, real cool. I've seen minks. All sorts of wildlife, yes sir. Beautiful state for wildlife if you're a hunter or a fisherman. Here we go. Going down again. Take me down to the little round city where the grass is green and the girls are pretty. Oh, take me down, oh yeah. There we go, taking me for a ride. That's what's so nice. This pure pole usually runs a lot of slack, so I got to make sure I have the slack out, and then I pull my arms all the way up because the pole's too short when you pull it up. Come on, you ain't hungry? Sometimes you just bump it a couple times and they swim away. pre-Thanksgiving in that area. It's going to get real cold out here in Minnesota. Your high is going to be like 23, the low is going to be like 11 or 15. Yeah! I don't know anybody that cheers for that kind of cold but me. I'm enthralled in the ice. I love ice. Fishing on ice is magical to me. Been doing it for 8 years and I still can't get enough of it. I prefer ice than open water actually, which is crazy. 50% of the people hide in their house during those ice cold months. Not me. I'm out here on the ice. So you can stay in your house, hide in your house, have your coffee, eat your cream of wheat or whatever, and I'll come out in the ice and fish and you can watch, okay? That's the deal. I'll come out. Won't do the tent and the heater either, so it's going to be real cold. Yes, sir, I live for that ice. Come on, I know there's more out there. Where you guys at? Usually by the second week of December, it ices up. A lot of the ponds in Minnesota, Rochester, Minnesota, that is. Not as cold as the northern part of the state, so, but you get ice by the second week. Walkable ice, I'm talking, is 4 inches and up at least. Of course, those 100-pound, 20-year-old kids go out on 3 inches or less, which is crazy. And you don't want to go in, crash into the water and get all wet and cold and have to get rescued. So there is some dangers involved in ice fishing. I carry 20 yards of rope anymore in an ice pick. If I get in a pickle, so I get out of the ice by myself without anybody's help. You just never know if you're down here 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning, you're the only one on the ice. Who's going to rescue you when you're in the water, you know? You're going to have to depend on yourself. That's the way I see it. Always be prepared. And if somebody does go through, don't go next to the hole and try to pull them out, because you'll go in too. That's the big no-no. You never go near the hole that somebody fell in. That's the last place to go near. The lady last year was walking her dog's first ice around this pond. She had two Bernese mountain dogs, which is like black and brown St. Bernard. They look like big husky dogs. So one dog sees a muskrat coming up out through the ice, sticking his head through a hole, a muskrat. The dog goes and chases it down on the ice, dog being a dog. So the big dog falls through. And the lady who owns the dog, what she do? She walks out there, thinks she's going to pull her dog out of the ice. And she ends up in the water, and she's screaming bloody murder then, you know? So, we had to, me and 2 other young kids had to go over and try to get her out of the water and the ice. And we all ended up in the water and the ice too, but we all got out safe. And I speak from experience. You never go near a hole when somebody goes through ice. And there goes a little mouse. Yep, the wildlife here. All right, maybe we'll do one more. I think I did my damage today, 4. You know, let's go for 5. Let's go for 5. Get all the way out there and get that 5 done. Yeah, early ice and late ice is when it's really dangerous. You gotta be able to read the signs when the ice is melting, stay off it. When the water's trickling down the hill, it's ebbing the ice underneath the ice. It's taking away inches, all that water that's trickling down the hill. And that would be late ice when the water's trickling down the hill. You gotta see those signs and say, okay, it's just not safe to be out in that ice anymore. You're risking yourself. Chances of falling in are becoming more and more possible. The DNR, Department of National Resources, says on their website, no ice is safe ice, actually. You gotta take precautions. But we'll get to all that stuff. You know, when the ice is forming Thanksgiving week and I can't go out fishing, it's sort of like a time when you can't ice fish or you can't open water fish. We'll go through my gear and I'll show you my gear that I use or gonna use or what people use. Come on, there's gotta be one more out there. Okay, how much time we on here? The numbers are so small. All right, almost 70 minutes. Not that long. Yeah, it takes a couple hours to change my phone, usually. That's why I'm looking at the time. So I got a 13-foot Daiwa Black Widow telescopic rod coming today in the mail. I hope it comes today. Then I only got a couple days to try it out. And then the ice is going to start forming. That I'm going to put away for next year for carp fishing. You're going to enjoy when I go carp fishing in the spring. Oh, those big 20, 30-pound fish are fun. And with a big 10-foot or a 13-foot rod, you can control them better. Last year I went to the banana pineapple boilies with a hair jig, and it worked, mate. Just like the English mates do it, yes. That's the way I roll. And I got 3 over 30 pounds within a week. 30-pound fish, man. Imagine that, pulling a 30-pound fish, a carp. They take off like a freight train, too. So you need a big pole with a backbone to control them, instead of them controlling you. The 13-footer is for casting ability, and I got a special reel, a big pit, big spool on it, so when you cast, you get halfway across the lake. Yes, sir. We're gonna have some fun. Come on, give me one more. You go back on my videos and you'll see some of my carp fishing and see how much fun I actually have when I'm doing it. It is so much fun. I don't understand why all Americans don't do it. It's called sport fishing. You don't have to eat the fish, every fish you catch. Go after the ones that are challenging. Like carp. Challenging that fight. And then let them go. That's all. I love sport fishing. I might keep 10% if you're lucky. I'll keep perch, I'll keep crappie, I'll keep walleye, but I really don't target them too much. The crappie I target in the spring, and the perch. A lot of people in this state chase those walleye. That's their Minnesota gold. That's going to cost you some money then, too, chasing those walleye all the time. So you better be working, man. You don't spend a lot in gas money chasing them up and down the Mississippi. Yeah, I don't work, so that's why I guess I don't target walleye. It's just too expensive. I'd rather just go to the store and buy walleye if I want walleye. I'm not that big on walleye, actually. I like salmon better. Brown trout, yeah, now you're talking. Brook trout, yeah, now you're talking. If I'm going to eat crappie, yeah, crappie taco. Yeah, it looks like I can't find that number 5. You should put a fresh minnow on. That sounds like a winning idea. Okay, we got Minnesota football game at noon. Oh, this one's fine, this minnow. And we got the Eagles at night. Yes, sir. It'll be a big football day for me. All the way out there. pop that bobber every now and then just to flash that minnow, to make that minnow dance around a little extra. That's why I like this handheld pole more than one you just sit down and watch. Wait for the tip to bend. Plus you can set the hook much more quicker when you already got it in your hand. That's the theory. That's my story. What's yours? Come on, one more. So peaceful down here, especially when you got the place all to yourself. It's great. You know, it's just hundreds of trout in here, if not 1,000. You know. Nobody ever catches the full 600 they put in every 2 weeks. So eventually, it builds up, it builds up, it builds up, month after month, and it comes to a rainbow tornado, is what I call it. Rainbow tornado! Don't run away from that tornado, you run towards it. You're going to be in the middle of it. Yeah, maybe we'll try that swim jig a little bit more. And the bite gets a little tough. With swim jigs and cast spoons and stuff like that. Castmaster. They seem to be more effective sometimes. Power bait, that works. Wax worms work. Sometimes they're feeding little. They're not always eating big fat minnows. Sometimes they just want little bugs, little nibbles. Yeah, trout are a very peculiar fish. finally I think it's 70 pounds, my man. Come on, take it under. That was it. Just a couple bounces. That's the way the trout bite usually goes. It turns on and then it turns off. You gotta be dialed in when it turns on though. If you're not dialed in, you're gonna miss them. Dial in, mate. Alright, we're going to throw that little swim jig out there a little bit. And switch it up on them. We're going to go after that. Mr. Shirley. Not going after my minnow Shirley. Alright. Switch it up. Dial it in. That's what I say. Another cheap dialer, $30 rod, Dial Samurai, ultralight. But look, where are you going to get a pole that bends like this? Huh? The pole bends and it doesn't break. A lot of poles, cheap poles, you bend them like that, they break. Break up into multiple pieces. And then yep, you're done. Then, like I said, Troy, ultralights, $100 poles. Bend them like that with a 6-ounce fish, just bust. Right in front of your eyes. I replaced it, but still, it's the aggravation. Nobody wants the pole to break while they're fishing. And keep the tip up, keep the line taut, and slowly bring it in. Let it zip up and down through the water. If there's any fish out there, they will go after that. I promise you that. You can't get out as far, but you don't need to. Real close, they will go after this. And also I work a Castmaster spoon. The flash pisses them off to me. Even if they're not hungry, they'll bite at it. You bring a couple poles with you and you try different techniques. Or else you gotta take the bobber and hook off and then put a cast master on if you only got one pole. Some people can't afford another pole. I got multiple poles I usually bring. So, you can try different things if you got multiple poles. Where you guys at? I know there's gotta be one of you out there. Yes, sir. What ponds you guys like to fish at? Let me go fishing. What are you fishing for? What are you going after? And that's the swim jig, the way you want the swim jig. Dance it up and down in the water. Have that hair jig tail swim around. And it'll be irresistible to the trout once they see it, if there's any out there. Alright, a couple more throws, huh? Yeah, I think I'm coming out here again tomorrow. Because, for the mere reason, it's going to get so cold, we're going to get ice on the pond. So I might got to take advantage of the days that there is open water. It'll be a week where I won't be going fishing because it'll be too cold and the water's going to be making ice. Well, I think they just might have, the bite turned off or they moved on the fish. But yeah, today wasn't a bad day, you know? Today was a good day, mate. We got 4. 4 is great. And then tomorrow I'll be looking to get 4 or more. And it's harder to live up to a day like that when you have a good day. All right, let's give you one more look around the lake, and we're gonna wrap it up, I guess, mates. I had enough for today. You see some swirls out there. They're out in the middle. And that's where they're at in the middle of the pond. Swimming up, could give me the fin. Haha. Yeah, that's the pond. Goes up to 34 feet in this pond. About the size of 4 football fields. Not huge, but deep enough to sustain trout. So the southeast hatcheries down here in southeast Minnesota, Rochester, around that area. So they dump 600 every 2 weeks in here. Yes, sir. And they put them in, we take them out. That's what they put them in for, so we can take them out. The only rule is, you know, you can only keep 3 instead of 5. The limit for Minnesota is 5 when it is trout season, but this is year round, so they make the limit only 3, 1/16. All right, everybody, we're gonna sign out here. Everybody have a nice day. Nice fishing with you. We'll see you next time.